Hello, welcome to CC Writes. My name is CC Lepke, and today I'm just going to continue working on an animated book trailer for the story that I'm planning to publish in the next couple of months. I'm really excited about this one. I've actually put in quite a bit of work to finish this first scene here. I have all of the keyframes done for it. And so I have this nice running animation going into a walk and then sort of panning around the character before they dive down. I am super happy with the way that it looks, but I do like my animations to be as smooth as humanly possible, which means I need to start working on the in-betweens. This obviously isn't going to be the whole book trailer, but it's the first sort of scene of the book trailer. And so that's what I'm going to be doing today. Working on this animation has actually been really fun for me. I haven't really had too much opportunity to do animation stuff, and so it's like a nice difference between what I usually do. I hope I don't confuse myself on these lines. Now I could give the character a wind up here, or I could just go straight into it. I could even do a simple smear if I really wanted to. Let's see what it looks like with a wind up and then a smear. That might give it kind of a cool look. Nothing too crazy, I think. No, I didn't quite like that. Okay, I'll do it more smooth because that smear was just too jarring, I think. Yeah, that looks like a thing. It's really hard to draw with like two other drawings underneath it, but since I'm just trying to find the halfway points here, mostly I'm just sort of marking the points between what I need, so that way I know where I should draw my lines. Okay, let's see how that looks. Yeah, that was a lot better. It was more like they leaned into it. Oh yeah, and I can, once it actually gets into like the full running, I'll be able to easily just repeat some of the in-betweens that I've already made. So I only need to be confused for a couple more frames and then I can get back to slightly easier things. I like that the colors are slightly different depending on whether it's before or ahead. It does make things slightly easier as I'm trying to figure out the lines. It looks so much different from the beginning to the end. That's fun. I might need to put some more in-betweens here. That's okay. I like that foot movement there as they lean forward to push into the back leg. Hopefully I can keep up with doing things that I like about it. And I want that timing on the run to be good. I think I need to slow it down just a bit on the walking at the end too, so I'll be conscious of that. My idea for the beginning part here is I'm probably gonna scooch this forward a bit so that I can have the character just standing in this spot for longer. And the idea was that she is standing there kind of shifting from side to side, pulling in on herself as like there are people shouting all around her on both sides. Like it'll be her mom and dad, and then it'll be like her best friend that's standing there screaming at her while they're at school, and the background's going to change and the people who are yelling are going to change. And then that's what's going to lead into her, you know, getting down on herself like this and then finally just running away from it all. And then as she's running, I wanted the background to shift through a couple of different places that she runs, like images of the town that she's from and then the city that she eventually runs to until it's nighttime. And then I wanted to have her sort of come to a stop here. You'll see like night sky behind her and the ground is gonna kind of go off at an angle like this. So then as it pans around her and then starts to go up, you'll see that she's actually standing on a ledge of a roof, and there will be like a cheering crowd underneath her. And as it pans this way, you can start to see the depth to where, like, how far down it really is. And then this particular scene ending with her diving out towards the crowd. So that's what I wanted for this scene as a whole, because it represents what's going on in the story, but it's also an emotional representation of the turmoil that the character is going through. I also wanted to have like ethereal, sad sounding music to put behind it. I might end up having to make the music myself, which is not something that I've ever had to do, but I have, my brother is a musician and my sister-in-law is a musician, so I have a couple of resources that I can lean on to get that feeling that I want from it and to learn as much as I can about creating the atmosphere of the book trailer that I need. Because I didn't want to rely on somebody else's music for it. I wanted it to be like specific to my story. And I have a poem that I wrote a long time ago that I think would be perfect for it, especially if I can get my sister-in-law to sing part of it for me, because she has a very like clear soprano voice. I think it would make it be just really haunting, and that's the feeling that I want to get from this book trailer, is that sense of being haunted by the imagery, because it is not a happy story that I wrote. There's this temptation that I have to make the animation itself like a little bit sloppy, a little bit sketchy, to fit along with the feeling of being out of control and sort of fraying apart. And in a way, it would be easier to do that because then I wouldn't have to worry as much about the look of everything or making sure that it's staying consistent throughout. But I also know that doing that sort of thing can be a little bit, like, in order to make it look good, it might be more difficult to do it in a messy kind of way without having it look amateurish. So that is a bit of a concern. This is my favorite pose. It's the dabbing pose in the middle of my drawing. It made me laugh when I first did it. Oh, I would be so happy if I could get this entire section all planned out with the keyframes and the in-betweens during this session. I don't know that I will be able to, but it would be real cool. I don't know why I'm bothering with these lines that are going behind the back, because she's actually going to have a solid shaped body at the end. And so I might just be confusing myself in a very unnecessary way. All right, let's see how the running looks now. It definitely looks a lot smoother. It also kind of looks like the gait of the character is leaning more towards one side than the other, because they sort of put their foot down a little more heavily on that right foot. But I can be okay with that, because I run weird too. I have to say, that's pretty good. I'm really proud of myself for being able to get it this far. And I'm about halfway done with this section. Now when it comes to this walk, I think at first having it go a little faster, but then after about this frame, at about 96, I might want to extend it out just a tiny bit, just to give it kind of a more weighted, like they're slowing way down into a walk. I don't want to exaggerate it too much, but just enough to give it a little breathing room, I think. I really do like this pan around. It'll be super nice to do that and make it a lot smoother, because it looks nice, I think, even now as it is. And that like tilting over the head kind of thing. I think that's nice. In high school, I had actually thought about becoming an animator. I wanted to go to school for it and everything. An animator, an illustrator or something. Because I always thought it would be something that I'd be good at, something that I thought was really cool. I also considered video editing as a potential career as well. But my dad talked me out of it because he said that artists don't make money. And at the time, I still wanted to do what I could to make my parents proud of me, which was, like, it's nice to want to make your parents proud, but it was kind of a mistake because I didn't realize until a lot later on in life that the things that would make my parents proud weren't the things that would make me happy. Well, the footsteps are looking pretty solid there. I almost forgot to put in the heel strikes, but that did give me a chance to give a little bit of wind up for the walking, so that's good. Alright, I think what I want to do is move this out just a little bit more. Yeah, and then I think I want to slow down the speed of them turning by about half. So I'll do that, and I think that'll be the last bit for today, and then next time I will finish out this whole segment. But I am really proud of the work that I'm doing on this so far. I think I've got a nice framework set up for this character to really feel substantial. Yeah, so next time I'll just smooth out that walk the rest of the way to make it look slower just by putting a few in between frames there. And then I will work on doing the pan around and then the dive, which is the last part of this scene for my book trailer. But I think the running motion is good. I think I almost have the timing for panning around. I may need to slow it down even just a little bit more than what it is. But for now, I think this is a good place to stop. So, thank you very much for joining me today on CC Writes. I hope you enjoyed our time together, and I will see you later.